Morning, everyone. In following with the new trend, today will be the key to the practice test that you got a couple of days ago. Try and keep up with the quizzes, and we'll see you when we see you. Okay. So solve by completing the square. Easiest thing to do is divide everything by 2, and now I'm dealing with x squared minus 10x plus 14 equals 0. I'm going to move that away because that's not part of the square that I need to complete. Equals negative 14. And of course, I leave a space there because that is where I'm going to divide 10 by 2 and square it, which of course gets me positive 25, which I have to add to both sides. Now I have x squared minus 10x plus 25 equals, I forgot this is 7. This is negative 7 equals 18. Factor that. X minus 5 squared equals 18. Square root both sides. X minus 5 equals plus or minus the root of 18. X equals 5 plus or minus 8, the root of 18. Now, of course, you could be done there, but that simplifies because that is 9 times 2. So the best answer is 5 plus or minus 3 root 2. That is the best answer. Solved by the quadratic formula. Exact and approximate answers. So let's run the quadratic formula first. 2x squared plus 5x minus 8 equals 0, because I have to bring that 8 over here. Then, of course, I have a, b, c. So that is negative 5 plus or minus the root of 5 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 8, all over 2 times 2, which is negative 5 plus or minus the root of 89 over 4. So there is my final answer. That is exact. My approximate answers, which I will do in green and then highlight in green, on your calculator you would do negative 5 plus the root of 89 in brackets, then hit divided by 4, then hit equals. And then you would do negative 4 minus root 89 divided by 4 equals. And since the root of 89 is pretty close to 9.2-ish, so let's go negative 5 plus 9.2 is 4.2 divided by 4 is about 1.1. And negative 5 minus 9.2 is negative 14.2 divided by 4, which would be something around negative 3.6-ish. And those are your approximate answers. The discriminant, which we remember, is just b squared minus 4ac. So in this one, that is 16x squared plus 56x plus 49 So that is 56 squared minus 4 times 16 times 49. Run that through your calculator and you find that that equals 0. Since it equals 0, it has 2 equal roots. But since it has 2 roots, it appears on the graph as 1x intercept. Come over here. That is 7x squared minus 3x plus 2. So that gives me 9. Sorry, we'll write it out properly. 3 squared minus 4 times 7 times 2, which equals negative 47. Since that's negative, that has no roots. Solve by the best method possible. Since this one is already factored, factor 1, factor 2, that times that, we know that 2x plus 3 has to equal 0, or x minus 4 has to equal 0. 2x has to equal negative 3, x has to equal negative 3 halves. There's answer 1. Or x equals 4. There is answer 2. Turn the page over. That one is certainly that one's even, so we could complete the square, but there's a 3 in front of it that we can't get rid of. That's a giant pain, so that is quadratic formula. A, B, C. Negative 4 plus or minus the root of 16, 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times 2 over 6. Negative 4 plus or minus the root of 16 minus 24 is negative 8 over 6. Negative under the square root sign, so that has no roots. This one, I would be tempted to look at that and run it through the quadratic formula. But you don't need to, because when you move that over there, 4x squared equals 16, divide both sides by 4, x squared equals 4, x equals plus or minus 2. There's your answer. Come down to here. X squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0. That factors. That's x plus 1 squared equals 0. X plus 1 equals 0. X equals negative 1. And this one, ooh, freaky deaky. But remember, we're trying to isolate x. So if I move that, I get negative 21 equals negative 3, x plus 4 squared. Get rid of the 3. 7 equals x plus 4 squared. Square root both sides. Plus or minus root 7 equals x plus 4. Bring that 4 over here to get x by itself. Negative 4 plus or minus root 7 equals x. Now, some of you will have expanded that, collected all, or sorry, done the square root, or the square here, ba-bum, 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 and then you would have expanded, then you would have collected like terms, then you would have run it through the quadratic formula. You could do all that if you want, but that's a lot less work. And here, I want this to have no real roots, which means b squared minus 4ac has to be less than 0. So that is 2 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative k plus 3, because that is c. Run it. 4 minus 12 times negative k plus 3. 4 plus 12k minus 36. 12k minus 32 has to equal 0. So 12k has to, sorry, not equal. 12k has to be less than 0. 12k has to be less than 32. So k has to be less than 8/3. So now we check. There is 8/3, right? So now we have to check where the values of k would work. It says it's less than 8/3. There's only one of them there. So since there's only one of them there, we only got to check one, because we're only going to color. It can only be one side of these. Less than 8/3 is down here. And it's easy to check because you can check it with 0, our favorite number. 0 right here, right there, or no, right there would be the easiest place to do it, or there. Is 0 minus 32 less than 0? Yes. So we're done. All right, you guys, have a great weekend. Stay together, stay strong, stay healthy, and we'll see you Monday.